Airline Manager for best planes. I'm going to go through all the planes and I'm going to show you which ones are the best ones, and I'm going to start from the top with the passenger aircraft. So the first thing you want to look for is a number of passengers. For example, the AN-74 VIP has 12 passengers and the Saab 340 has 37 passengers. You can make a lot more money if you have a lot of passengers on the plane. So I would say the Saab 340, I used to use these a lot, are good aircraft when you're starting out. The fuel cost is high, so you'll have to buy the fuel cheap. And then you got the Saab 90 Scandia with 32 passengers. These are more fuel efficient and they have a greater range, similar price to the Saab 340. So I definitely recommend the Saab 90 Scandia. Fuel efficiency, good range, and high capacity. The next thing you have is the ATR aircraft. They have a lot of passengers, 46, 50. Between these two, you want the one that's more fuel efficient, which is the 42-320. The DHC, these aircraft have a large number of passengers also, but the ATR aircraft looks superior. So then we got the F-27-600. It's got 44 passengers, not very fuel efficient, but it's still a good choice. We got another ATR, high passenger capacity. The F-27-200 has high passenger capacity. And then we've got the DHC 8Q300. We got another ATR. So you're going to see that the ATRs are a very good choice. The Tupolev. A lot of people don't like the Tupolev. If you go in the forums, people will say they're bad aircraft. But it's not true. Look at the range, 2750. The number of passengers is 50. Not very fuel efficient. However, the high number of passengers means you should seriously consider it. We've got the Aleutian, which has a lot of passengers, and the DHC-7. F-27-500. So you're going to see that a lot of the planes are the same models in terms of which ones are worth buying. The ERJ-135ER, these are pretty fuel efficient, good range, good number of passengers. I think ER means extended range. We got another ATR. The DC-5, I would skip this one. The Aleutian over here. The Aleutian's a very good aircraft. The 96-400 is really good. I made a lot of money with those airplanes. The CRJ-100, I bought a lot of these. These were the short range aircrafts that I used. The Aleutian 114-300. Then we've got the ERJ-145ER. It's got decent range, passengers, fuel efficient. Another ERJ, the LR probably stands for long range. Then you see we got another ATR. Another ATR, the 72-210. Another ERJ, and another CRJ. The BAE 146-300, this is a popular aircraft. It has a lot of passengers, a decent range, not that fuel efficient. So 112 passengers, that's probably the most we've seen so far. You want to try to get these planes if you can afford them, obviously, and you're willing to get the fuel at a low cost, then get those aircraft. Now you got the Tupolev is only 56. It seems like the passengers a little bit lower because now you've got the Caravel. I bought a lot of these Caravels. 80 passengers. And they're relatively fuel efficient. And then we've got a Tupolev over here, which has got decent range, decent passengers, fuel efficiency not so good. Another CRJ, the DC-910, this is very popular. The range is okay, it's a high-speed plane, which means it's going to land quickly. It doesn't help so much if all of your other planes are slow. But if you're going to be checking often, it's a good choice. 90 passengers is pretty good. Fuel efficiency, not so much. The Tupolev at 76. Here's another Tupolev with 85. The F-28 with 85. Here's another Tupolev with 100 passengers. The B-377 Stratocruiser. You start to get into a high-range aircraft, 6,760 kilometers, which means you're going to bring in bigger tickets, bigger income with the tickets. It's a slow aircraft, 600 kilometers, 117 passengers, which is really good, not very fuel efficient. So it's a slow plane, can bring in a lot of money. It's good if you're not logging in and launching your aircraft often. These planes are all pretty good. These are all pretty good planes over here. The AN-12 gets up to 124 passengers. It's a slow plane. The Electra is okay. The Aleutian 18I, it's pretty good. See if we got anything. Okay, the B-727-100, 3,000 kilometers, 926 kilometers per hour, which is pretty fast. One of the faster airplanes in the game. 131 passengers, really good. Not so fuel efficient. Doesn't matter with the fuel efficiency so much because you have a high number of passengers. It only really matters when the number of passengers is lower, when it doesn't really make up for it. The Aleutian 18D, 6,500 kilometers. It's a little slow, 100 passengers. Fuel efficiency is pretty good. The B-737-100. This series of planes is usually going to be a good choice. We've got the Tupolev, which has a short range, but it's very fuel efficient. The DC-7B is a good choice, 8,000 kilometers. That's going to reach almost every city in the game, which is pretty good for 1.5. So for 100 passengers, you're going to see big ticket prices with that aircraft. The Caravel 12 is okay. The Super Constellation can reach almost every city in the game. It's going to bring in big ticket prices. The DC-7C, probably a better choice. Now we've got the MD-81, 172 passengers. It's only got a short range, 3,000 kilometers. It's pretty fast, 800 kilometers per hour. Fuel efficiency, not so much. You're going to use this type of plane if you log in frequently to depart your planes. Now we got some other MD-88, MD-90-30. The range is 3,800. The B-737-400 has a 4,000 range. This MD-90, a lot of passengers, medium range. The MD-90-50 is obviously going to be a better choice because it has a longer range. And you might want to consider the B-737-700, fewer passengers, more